I don't know who the this person is, but it was requested that I mention this, so I'm going to mention it in passing. You may remember that there was a TV show that was piloted called The Amazing Digital Circus, which was like a 3D show with Clussy, and everyone wanted to that clown girl. Apparently that's now in season 2. I didn't even know that the production of that started, but I think one of the head directors of this is someone called Gooseworks. And they are very dishappy and are crashing out on Blusky. Let's read these skeets. Gooseworks says, "I'm so stressed all the time. I want to feel creative passion again. I'm trying my hardest to make this show good. I'm sorry about anything I've said on streams. I really don't want to hurt anyone." Nick Freeman asked, "After the Digital Amazing Circus ends, have you considered making a graphic novel of everyone before they enter the circus?" Gooseworks replies, "I have considered never touching this franchise again with a 10-foot pole." Strong words. So, my understanding of this is that in the show, in the second season, Gooseworks decided to focus more on 2 characters than the whole ensemble, and this has caused like on Reddit to freak the out and start attacking him. So he's like, "Well, you guys suck ass, so I'm just gonna not do anything moving forward. Thank you." Which is funny to me. Suffer, bish. Okay, brief update on Gooseworks. Gooseworks is the animator behind the clown TV show. Someone has dug up his old DeviantArt account and has found out that he commissioned, I think this is safe to show because it's not sexual. Is that sexual? Is that supposed to be his asshole? Because I thought it was just like him being absorbed by it. I think that's just a wrinkle, chat. As an expert, I think that that's just a wrinkle. Okay, I don't think. Is it really? It is inflation shit. I don't know. No, this is definitely just a random wrinkle on his body. Okay, now let's not take a closer look. Pretty sure that's just a wrinkle, chat. So very suspicious Gooseworks type stuff happening out. Requesting inflation vor art. Okay. And then he went on to make the weird TV show. They can't decide if it's a children's show or not. Okay. Strange. He's a drill inflation. What the f does that mean? What the f is a drill fetishist? What is a drill fetish? Drill fetishist refers to a sexual interest in the use of power drills, often falls under mechanophilia. Gooseworks. If I search drill fetish, I get information about Gooseworks. Oh my god. What the f? He draws the characters from the circus thing getting drilled in the head and like lobotomized? That is weird. Listen, I've seen a lot of weird shit, and it's been a long time since I've heard something that's like, "Oh, that's just not. Oh, that's disgusting. That's the most morally reprehensible thing I've ever heard." It's just like, for real? This gets you off. The drill in the head gets you off. Is it like a lobotomy thing? Is it just like the drill is like a simulation of sex, or is it like an actual like lobotomy thing? It's the noise? Jeffrey Dahmer shit. And there's like 2 ways to take it. Either that's like a Jeffrey Dahmer lobotomy fetish, or that's like it's like simulated penetration for like someone really into robots. I don't know which is obviously the Jeffrey Dahmer one is worse. You've known about this since December 2023. Why? Why are you? Why? Why do you know about this? Why do you know that Gooseworks off to drilling into his homies' heads? Abraham Lincoln, not that one, says Michael Kovach has been caught in a video slinging slurs, saying slurs, even as a joke, is never acceptable. Absolutely despicable. Now this video and the responses to it are like deleted. I can't find the original, but I have an idea of what he's saying. I don't know if this video has anything to do with it. I think this might be the video, so I'm gonna play it. I warn you, this is actually horrific to listen to. I can't. Kovach. Okay, there he is. He is in this call. I think this is it. There's going to be some problematic content here, chat, and they're going to react to it by squealing at the top of their lungs. So brace yourself mentally for this.
Hello, Daddy.
I love that both of my phrases are, I think both of those phrases are mine. And the angel drawing was mine.
Oh, thank you, Daddy, for the vote.
Versus.
God damn it! Caitlin, why? How could I not?
Oh my god! Sorry to my chat for subjecting them to that, especially those only listening. If you are unaware of what's going on, they're playing a game called Jackbox. Jackbox is a way for audience members to interact with streamers. It's quite popular, especially with smaller streamers who have a limited audience and need to engage with them to keep them coming back. In this particular challenge, audience members are submitting t-shirt designs, and they're having to compete with each other, and the streamer picks which t-shirt design they prefer. They start laughing incoherently at a t-shirt that just has, in simple letterings, Niga, as in the Chinese expression, Niga, as in that one, spelled with the E-G-A. But of course, this sounds like the forbidden N-word in the American English Dictionary that nobody is allowed to say ever unless they happen to be a person of African American descent, and therefore this is quite problematic. Now, this doesn't even appear to be Kovach's stream. He's just here with a bunch of insufferable but he is participating in laughing at the design as well, which means he better apologize. So this was outed. In case you're wondering, he is involved in something called the Amazing Digital Circus. If I remember, this is the clown game that is rounding out its first season and which has had lots of controversy. Apparently it's like an indie studio. All I know is that there's Clussy in this. So Michael Kovach has to respond to the fact that he laughed at the N-word, or not the clown word, clown game, the clown show, which is about a clown. I don't know what it's about. I know it's fucking weird, and it became like a meme with zoomies or some shit. So yeah, there's Gooseworks, who's like a weird fetishist or whatever I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyways, and that asinine, inane rambling you just heard, that's enough for him to have to pucker up and apologize. So here's Michael Kovach apologizing or responding to this clip, which is already years old at the time. I've just been made aware of this. This is absolutely an insensitive joke. Earlier in the stream, we heard Ashley read out a username that contained the word Niga, short for negative. Sorry, nega. And all of us, including chat, freaked out because we misheard what was said. Once the misunderstanding was cleared, we poked fun at the absurdity of it. However, the joke relies on the fact that it's teetering on racist, which ultimately is no different than making a legitimate racist joke. I apologize. But puck up and better apologize. I apologize for any harm this caused, and for the fact we ever thought it was humorous to joke about in the first place. Racism is never okay, and we should always strive to be kind and lift each other up. Replies are off because of the UTTP spamming animal gore. Please feel free to discuss and quote retweets. I'm always aiming to improve and become a better person. If you don't know, UTTP is like a 764 adjacent nihilistic violent extremist organization that's like a loose affiliate of Discord servers where they distort children and spam gore. So that's what he's referring to. I don't know if they're actually doing that or if that's just like an excuse to not have replies. But if you don't know what UTTP is, that's what it is. So in response to this, apparently this happened. And I think this is the clip that I'm expecting. There we have the Clussy, and then there's the other characters. There's other characters besides the clown, but all I know about is the clown.
Yo, it's my nigga. What's up, nigga?
So, after this controversy, they were apparently doing stands in at convention centers. So this Asian man very insensitively decides to start negaing in public in front of the convention stand. All these people know about the negaing, they know about the nega incident, and are very sensitive to this. And unfortunately, this Asian man is not respecting their boundaries. And he awkwardly runs away. It's not even his plushie. He just stole the plushie off the table and then ran away.
Bye, nigga. NEGA.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's being chased. He's being escorted.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Consequences.
Oh my god, these kids are so lame. How can you possibly be trolled by people this fucking lame? It's like with Chibi. Like everyone's expecting me to give a shit about what Chibi has to say, and it's like he's the biggest that has ever fucking lived. You have these dorks posing in front of cartoon characters saying nega, and I'm just like, oh my god. Or they're expecting that people be like, oh my god. It's like, how about you just not react to this? This guy's like a loser.
Sorry. Oh my god. Okay, they're seeing you. They're seeing you too.
You can't be lamer than the guy in the top hat. That's a woman, is it not? She just has a really big forehead that she's insecure about, so she's wearing a hat to hide her hairline, I feel like. I don't see a guy in a top hat. Was there a guy in a top hat? Or are you hallucinating? Oh god, there is. Is that Christian? What the fuck is that? Dude, hats are cursed. Never wear a hat. Okay. What about Panty Pony Dash? Look, I'll get to that. I have no fucking idea to this day what a Panty Pony Dash is. Okay, I bet you people reacted to this. Is Plain Rock the person to do this? Famous YouTuber Plain Rock, who I've never heard of, attended the convention. Okay, how famous is Plain Rock 124? Let's check him out. 2.6 million subscribers? What the fuck? Really? Damn, bro. Guy with 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube saying this, by the way. Nuke the whole fandom. I'm so serious. Oh no, he said nega, which is like a Greek prefix for the inverse of something. I hope you get into an on your way home. Yeah, he should, because he said the Greek word for negative. The guy with anime avatar says, I see someone do this at a convention towards a Jax cosplayer or fan. I'm personally going to drag you out of the convention and break your con badge. I don't care if I get kicked out of the con as well. This shit is unacceptable, unfunny, and should be punishable. Y'all need to punch these in their fucking face. Well, finally, a statement I can get behind. Thank you, Shaniqua. And then Glitch actually responded to the nega incident and said, we are made aware of horrific and hateful behavior from a specific individual around our Glitch booth today, and we have contacted the Level Up staff to take action and have them removed and permanently banned. We've also told our staff not to serve him, others featured in that video, or anyone seen exhibiting any behavior that would make members of our community feel unsafe or unwanted. These idiots are not representative of our community and fans, and we want to make sure any Glitch event as safe as possible for all. We condemn absolutely any hateful, discriminatory, or dumb fuckwit behavior. Be kind to each other, and if you can't piss them off, we don't want you here. Or if you can't, then piss off. Sorry, that would be a comma appropriately. 3,000 people like this crying about. If you're not on the locals or the Gumroad, you should get on that, because I did a little review, and it's probably, of all the Gumroad stuff I've ever done, I think that this is probably the most highly reviewed thing that I've ever done. It just popped. I think someone suggested it to me last stream, and over the weekend I just said, okay, sure, why not? And I asked PPP if he wanted to review the Amazing Digital Circus with me, and I said, sure, why not? So on Tuesday, we sat down and I streamed to him, and we had a discussion, a live viewing of the first 3 episodes of the Amazing Digital Circus. And I was a little bit shocked by how like angry he was. It was hard for me to tell if it was like showmanship anger or if it was like genuine anger, but I lean now towards genuine anger, because he said things at the end of that recording, which I kept in, but it was so angry that I was like, "Are you sure you want to say that? Are you sure you want to put that in the video?" Because he was like shitting on his supporters that had asked him to review this, and he's like, "F you and burn in hell. Anybody that asked me to watch this, I hate you, and I don't want your fucking money." And I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want me to leave that in?" He's like, "Yeah, f him, I mean it." So. That's basically the synopsis of the review. If you're interested in seeing that, subscribe, and if you want to see more of it, you should indicate so, regardless of who you subscribe to, because I think they're supporting Flake, their editor guy, now that he's been banned from YouTube. So the money on the PPP side, I think, is going to Flake, but I think they got like 20-30 subscribers, and they charge twice as much as I do. So I think he's willing to do another batch. My thought is that we should do the next 5 episodes, because there's 8 that are out right now. And then the finale is legally out on June 9th, but it has been leaked. That's one of the updates. I don't have a slide for this on my browser to show people, but episode 9, I think it's a feature-length movie in runtime. So the usual episodes are 30 minutes long each or less. And then the episode 9 is like 90 minutes. So my thought is it would be better to watch 5 small episodes next time, and instead of splitting that to 2 episodes. And then by June 9th, we can review the full episode less hazardously, but assuming that he's willing to do it. However, PPP kind of disassociated during the review. Like, he just kept muttering like how much he hated the series and how annoying it was to him and how it was like an assault on his eyes and ears, and he couldn't really form coherent thoughts. And for the next cluster of Clussy episodes, I want him to apply himself more. It's very easy to just lay there and take it and disassociate. You have to live the experience. You have to truly enjoy the slappa. So I'm going to try to keep him grounded a little bit more and be like, "What did you think of that? Or what do you think of that? How's that going on right now? Do you appreciate Jax's character development? I need to know what you actually think. You can't just be angry anymore." Yeah, I didn't realize it was such an acquired skill that I had to watch bad things and stay invested in the moment and apply myself to it. But apparently it is a skill. Apparently normal people, when they watch something like the Amazing Digital Circus, they disassociate and think of wrestling. So that's the Amazing Digital Circus. I offered to buy I was thinking about it. I haven't posted a picture of myself in like 6 years. So I was thinking maybe I could buy like a really oversized Pomni hat, which is the name of the Jester girl, and like wear it over my head so you can't really see my face. And I could make that my profile picture for the reviews. But PPP explicitly forbid me from buying a Pomni hat. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I can't. No, don't buy the Pomni hat. Is this a contentious thing? I didn't realize. PPP puts on all sorts of outfits. Why can't I wear a Pomni hat? That's not really a... is that really so bad? Is it like the episode of Goosebumps, The Mask, where they put on the scary mask and it won't come off? It like adheres to their skin. There's another thing that's like that, where like it fuses to their skin. There's a comic of Liquid Chris putting on the Sonichu medallion, and it like fuses to his skin as well, and he becomes Christian again, which kind of became prophetic from the medallion curse. But Jim Carrey, the Jim Carrey mask. That's right. There is a Jim Carrey mask, but no, the Goosebumps one, it also fuses to their skin. It was a really scary episode for kids. She just it's a little girl, and she puts on the Halloween mask, and then she becomes like the Green Goblin. And it's like she's talking to her parents, and they're like, "Little Susie, don't you want to go to school?" And she's like, "Choke on it, you bitch." I'm pretty sure that's what happens in the children's show Goosebumps. It is a lot like Jim Carrey the Mask. If you can't get the Pomni hat, he can put on the Jax hoodie. I could. There's a Jax hoodie that's like a rabbit hoodie. That's very coded though, to put on like an animal feature hoodie. I don't know if I can commit to that. The hat is much more tolerable. I do have hats. I don't wear hats ordinarily, but I do have like the Trump hat. Is the Pomni hat truly more embarrassing than a genuine 2015 Made in America, Make America Great Again hat that I bought at a Trump rally in Pensacola? Who knows? I already touched on this briefly, but the Amazing Digital Circus had its finale leaked. And what I personally find fun about this is that apparently Gooseworks, the behind the Amazing Digital Circus, personally said that if you don't know, the show is so popular that the feature-length 90-minute long final episode of season 1 that they're doing is actually going to be aired in theaters. So they're playing this in theaters across the world, around the world. And people are hyped. They're wearing their Pomni hats and their bunny sweat hoodies. They're going to the theater in person, and they're going to watch the final episode. But Gooseworks, afraid of this leak, refused to let fans of the show in South Korea see it in person. He made the call. He said, the theaters in South Korea keep leaking shit. I don't want any leaks. We're not playing this in South Korea. But then it was the Brazilian Portuguese version of the episode that was actually leaked. So he was very happy to cater to the in Brazil, where the bathtub HRT is manufactured. And he turned his back on the poor South Koreans during Anhapi of all times. Very disrespectful in this sacred month of Anhapi to say F you South Korea, but he did it anyways. And then the Brazilians stab him in the fucking back. Eat shit. Now, I want to entice you guys to subscribe to the Gumroad or the Locals. The Locals allows you to leave comments, but I don't know. Some people prefer the Gumroad because it's not Rumble. To entice you, I will play this video. This is a diaper party for fans of the Amazing Digital Circus. As you can see, they are proudly diped up, chat. You too could be diped up if you were on the Gumroad. We put out our second review of the Amazing Digital Circus. I think somebody on this page has put together some screenshots of PPP's reactions. Here's one. There's more though. Here we go. So these are actual stills from the Amazing Digital Circus live review. This is PPP's face as he attempts to interpret what's happening in the show. The black shirt is from our most recent episode, okay? Deep concern, sadness, grieving, actual tears in his fucking eyes, disbelief. These are the frames. These are the stills that you're subscribing for, okay? The first 3 episodes, I really felt like he was like overreacting. But the 5th one, we only did 2 because he couldn't do a 3rd after watching the 5th episode. So we're going to have to watch 6, 7, 8 next time. But the 5th episode is actually really bad. It is literally called Untitled. And there is no purpose to this episode whatsoever. It is effectively 5 different half-finished ideas for an episode slammed together. It is catastrophically bad. It does absolutely nothing to progress any kind of overarching theme or story within the meta-narrative. And even though I had been a trooper throughout most of it, I couldn't really find anything to defend in episode 5. But apparently the worst ones are yet to come. There's one called the Beach episode. Gooseworks, I have stuff lined up for him later, but apparently he restrained himself in making the show not horny, but he's making a new show that is going to be much hornier. So I don't know if we're going to watch that. But people have really requested Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. And also that Dutch cartoon show about the orange girl on Zillish, I think is how you would pronounce that. So I don't know if we're gonna watch that as well. But if the subscriber count for these fucking episodes continue to go up, I guess we have no choice but to give the people what they want. Ongezellig. Is it in Dutch? Is it Zelig or is it Zellish? Zellish, something like that. I'm sure he's thrilled. He's not. He's really not enjoying it. We had to watch a bonus episode of to keep it not just an hour long after watching 2 episodes of the Amazing Digital Circus. We watched an episode of the Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro show where Ben Shapiro plays Fortnite. And that was also catastrophically bad and embarrassing. And we had a lot to say about Ben Shapiro for whatever reason. So that was a real pick-me-up. You could tell PPP really lights up when he gets the shit talk Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire and all those conservative grifters, because that's his passion. My passion is terrible things. Really genuinely terrible crap that nobody should ever care about. But PPP likes to A-log politicians, I guess. All right. Let's read this post. So as I said, on the Gumroad and on Locals, me and PPP are watching the Amazing Digital Circus. PPP in particular is not having fun, but it is probably the most well-received thing I've ever made on Locals or Gumroad. People are fucking loving it, so we're going to keep doing it. He's also receiving very good feedback on his side of things, so we're just kind of stuck doing this now forever until people stop caring, and then we'll move on. But Gooseworks, well, this is a collection. Nicholas II of Russia. This appears to be an avatar of Nicholas II of Russia in the style of Disco Elysium. I could be hallucinating that, but that's what it looks like to me. I don't know if that's true or not. But it says, since there are people in social media now that try to paint Gooseworks as this tiny little artist that never did anything wrong and that he never brought stuff onto himself, let's do a recap to show how part of the stuff was his own fault for trying way too hard to interact with the fandom upon other questionable shit he posted. So, as I said during the reviews, Gooseworks apparently, based off what I saw, reacted in real time during the production of the Amazing Digital Circus to feedback. So instead of having a clear, coherent concept of a show from start to finish, he would tinker and meddle in his own creation based off the perception that other people had for it, which, as far as I'm concerned, is not a good way of doing things. He would banter with people on Twitter about concepts and ideas he had for the show, and decided to say this. Jax is my self-insert. Now, if you've watched the review, Jax is like an antagonist, kind of. He's like a main character, but he's kind of an asshole. And like at least by episode 5, in like the lamest way possible. He's just like rude to people for no apparent reason. But then Gooseworks also says this. When writing this show, Jax is the character that all my intrusive thoughts get funneled into. Which would make sense, because he's just kind of an asshole for no fucking reason. And then he says this. Jax loves harming women. So if you didn't watch the review, you wouldn't know this, but let me pull up a picture of Gooseworks right here. Gooseworks, there we go. I want you guys to see this face. The face of a stunning and brave trans woman who has broken into the entertainment industry. This is Gooseworks. This is who's saying this. Now, keeping in mind that he is a beautiful, strong trans woman, he has said 3 things in combination. The character, actually, let me do Jax real quick so you can figure out what the heck. Okay, here's Jax. He's a rabbit. He has like a perpetually smug grin. Okay, so this is his self-insert, right? The smug rabbit thing. He says, Jax is my self-insert. Jax is where all my intrusive thoughts get funneled into. And then Jax loves harming women. So let's put these together. Let's form a coherent picture. Okay, should I bring up the JS Paint again? Let's do this. Okay. it's like the Holy Trinity, right? You have the Holy Trinity. You got the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. We have Gooseworks. Let's see. Harms. Wait, let me type because it'll be faster. Okay. Harms women. Actually, that would be down here. It's like the Holy Spirit inside the Trinity. Intrusive thoughts. Okay. This is like the Son. Okay. And then self-insert, right? I'll put this up here. So if we have the self-insert, the intrusive thoughts, and the harms women, then we are forced to assume, based off what information is available, that Gooseworks wants to harm women and has intrusive thoughts about randomly hurting women he sees in his day-to-day life, and also implied he was willing to tell people this on social media because he wants you to know he gets on harming women and probably also the Clussy. Okay. These are the three things that we can understand about Gooseworks based off this information. Okay. But it continues. He says he's asked on this random website, probably Tumblr, I guess, from Skater Gamer 69, Hapraguntado says, Jax and Kane are modeled after my own character flaws. This show is me exorcising my demons. So we have a bunny character that loves harming women, and Kane is the character with teeth. I feel like you should also see this. He's a very scary character, actually. He's kind of fucking horrifying. So this is the other one, and he's sort of like the dungeon. The show is basically like a episodic dungeon master type thing, and the characters are forced. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? That is some crazy fucking fan art. I just noticed this on the Google search thing. Look at this. Isn't that scary? What the fuck is that? So he like tasks them to go out and do things, right? Every episode, and they're usually like tortuous, I guess, in weird ways. Not really sometimes, which is kind of the inconsistency of the fucking plot. So he says that he wants to like control people and torture them. And then Jax just likes harming women and has intrusive thoughts about harming women. So we can put these two together. Loves harming women, loves having god powers and torturing people, also including women. Intrusive thoughts for harming women. Okay. It's like I can circle this around. Can I hold these things in both? I can. They're circling around. Wait, if I do it like this. Sorry, I'm having fun, chat. Don't interrupt me. Put them at the same size. I can do this Looney Tunes style, like a little cloud thing. You gotta have little Tweety birds. That's just what he thinks about, okay, during the day. And then he made a tweet saying that if Shadman gets into legal trouble or is banned, he would get Shadman's shoes and be edgier than him. So if you don't remember, Shadman is this is in 2021, I guess? Okay, that was when he was arrested, I think. If you don't know, Shadman is very controversial even in the lolicon community because Shadman twice drew lolicon pornography of two different real girls. The first one was Keemstar's daughter, and he sent this directly to Keemstar as like a warning. And then when it came to the actor Daphne Keane from Logan, he very explicitly said it was not the character Logan from the show, but it was specifically Daphne Keane. So there was no ambiguity. He drew Lolly off of the actress, who was a very young girl and who would definitely see that because people would definitely send it to her. So that's what. Oh, and Lieutenant Corbus. You're right. I almost forgot about her. Lieutenant Corbus, of course, who is f***ed off from the internet completely, probably because of people like Keemstar. So taking his side and saying he'd be even edgier than that is a little bit Jax-pilled, a little bit loves harming women, intrusive thoughts pilled. Okay. Very strange take. Okay. Very weird thing to say out loud in public. Then And that is your Gooseworks update, who is slowly entering my lexicon of fucking weirdos to pay attention to, because even though he's very high profile, he's also a retard.